not that we have a choice. I mean, you know, he might win the popular vote, but we all pretty much know where this is heading.
Yeah. Well, you know, back to the chemtrails a minute, I do want to say that in Calumet Falls, Oregon, there was in March. Everyone after a chemtrail spraying was sick, and not just there, but all around the area and surrounding areas. And symptoms were runny noses, congestion, sore throats, burning throats, dizzy, sick to the stomach, a tingling feeling all over the body. And they believe that the spray is also affecting the animals. And people are saying that they go out to feed their animals on the farms, and they find a horse dead, a cow dead, a pig dead. Some goats have labored breathing every time they spray. And what I'm saying is, why aren't the animal rights activists onto this? If we could start with the animals, maybe they would pay some attention to us.
You know what? That's absolutely true. And that's something nice to put out. That's a very good idea to put out there. Well, let's get some animal activists involved in this, because the animals are breathing this also.
Yeah.
You know, who you know, it's not only affecting humans, and we're so damn selfish as a society that we don't realize it's also the trees, the birds, the water, you know, the energy of Earth.
If it's killing the animals, or it's already in our animals, in our cattle, in our beef cattle, and then we eat that, good heavens knows what are we going to get from it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we know how filthy these factory farms are. Anybody that's done any research on it.
They're doing hair analysis on people. Also, they're taking little pieces of their hair, and they're finding in their own hair are indicating high barium levels. In hair. So if it's in our hair, that means it's in our bodies.
Of course. The hair is the garbage can of the body. I know that from my old career. And that's where the junk goes. Your hair and your nails. It's all in there. It can't be hidden. That's like the one thing you can't hide a drug test for is on the hair. You can't mask it. But what do you think's going to happen? I mean, you know, we're coming around the last third of the hour, and I want to ask you, where do you think we're going with this? What are the chances of humanity surviving this, or is it basically inevitable at this point? This huge mass depopulation and or cataclysm.
There's always hope, Bernard. There's always hope. We can turn it around. I don't know. I know I'm being a bit of a pessimist and saying, my God, it's gone too far. But people have got not only to start yelling, they've got to start screaming about this and letting our leaders know. And I imagine there's going to be a lot of problems, and people are going to disappear and yada yada. But we have got to go en masse. If it means, you know, standing in front of the White House and yelling, we've got to do something. We've got to get organized. And I think that's one thing your show is doing, is helping people organize to what really is going on out there. And this is good. And it's you, and it's other words, it's Coast to Coast, and Jeff Wrench is doing a fantastic job also, and all these talk radio shows. And I think if these people would just tune into some of these programs and not be so lazy and get away from their television and their computer. And, you know, the talk radio has been wonderful to inform people. And
you know what?
Just like you're doing.
Thank you. The good news is that now we have, and you gave me the opportunity now to go into where we're moving, because tonight's broadcast is being created for podcasts, and we're going to be moving on to Blog Talk Radio. I'd like everybody to go meet us there next week. Check it out. It's at www.blogtalkradio.com/EKBTV, and that is the reason why I like it is that's the new version of CB. They call it Citizens Band Radio. I mean, do you remember CB? When everybody could, you know, talk and say whatever they wanted to do, you know?
Yeah.
It's come at such a pivotal point in our history that I'm so grateful it's out there online for us to be able to utilize. So remember, guys, we're not going to be on Skype anymore. We're going to move over to EKB TV Blog Talk Radio. That's blogtalkradio.com/EKBTV. We'll discuss the schedule and move it on out to you guys, give you that info out on our website, which is ekbtv.blogspot.com. And we'll hopefully be able to carry on this conversation, which is what me and Raina have been doing for a while now. We've been carrying on this conversation, hoping that you guys will hopefully pick up a nugget or two of wisdom and do the research. You know,
what... Do the research yourself.
Exactly. What as far as chemtrails, do you have anything that you could offer as far as like a link or something that they could look into besides, of course, the wonderful aerosol crimes on Google Video?
The thing is, you can bring any of this stuff on if you just Google it and punch in chemtrails, punch in Morgellons disease, and you will get pages and pages of stuff.
And also New World Order, and also light workers.
Yes.
You know, there's something that I probably want to go into in the future. I'm not going to have enough time to go into it later, but this whole freedom movement has an affliction against the New Age movement. And you know what? They belong together. They belong together, whether you want to admit it or not. They belong together. The light workers are the way showers. If you are a part of the Patriot movement, if you're a part of the freedom movement, you're a way shower, you're a light worker, you're waking people up. It doesn't matter what religion you come from. We have got to stop hating each other or disliking each other just because of our spiritual choices or lifestyles. Truth is truth, whether it's Jesus, Mary, Isis, Osiris, Allah, whoever you want to say it. It's truth, you know, so let's stop being prejudiced. I think of Jim Morrison when I think of radical without wisdom. I mean, someone who had the world at his fingers and someone who was just spreading this incredible consciousness message, but yet was not tethered to the ground. It reminds me of me 10 years ago. Back in my wild days, all this wisdom, but...
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Bernard. If I could be 25 again and know what I know now, wow.
Exactly. And, you know, that's all fine and dandy. And, you know, I have nothing but respect, and I promote nothing more than personal spirituality. So everybody, give each other a chance. You know, it's truth is truth, freedom is freedom, sovereignty is sovereignty, whether it be national, personal, local, state. You know, we're all dealing with the same, let's call them inconveniences, because we deserve more than atrocities. They're inconveniences, and we've got to get these inconveniences out of our way. You know, and the way we do that is by educating ourselves and educating each other. You know, do the research. If you don't like what you're being told here tonight, if you don't like what you're hearing today from Raina or myself, do the research and then send me an ugly email. But at least do the research before you send me an ugly email. Anyway, Carlene's saying hello. Say it a little louder.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. So we're going to start wrapping it up. We're closing in on the hour. I'm going to cut it a little short tonight because of our technical difficulties, and I look forward to next week. Raina, I will contact you with the logistics of that. And you guys, I hope you'll follow us over from Skype onto blogtalkradio.com. Raina, you want to say any words to our wonderful audience before we let them go?
Just it was nice to have this opportunity to tell the public about some of these things that are going on. I hope you'll stick with us because Bernard has a terrific agenda ahead of many more enlightening and interesting conversations, and I hope you'll join us next time. Bernard, thanks so much for this opportunity again, and I'll be talking to you.
Certainly, Raina, and thank you too.
Okay,
bye-bye, Raina. This is Dr. Bernard Alvarez with EKB TV Live.